This clearly, Mr. Vikas Singh, is a big day for you personally and for the family, because this is what they were hoping for. Now let's look at the FIR and the sections which the CBI will now probe, apart from anything that they may find themselves. So they're now charging Rhea Chakraborty, Shruti Modi, Shoubik Chakraborty, Samuel Miranda with wrongful restraint, theft, criminal breach of trust, abetment of suicide, criminal intimidation and criminal conspiracy. On the basis of what you know about this case so far, how confident are you that the CBI will be able to take this case to closure, that there will be justice for Sushant Singh Rajput, and that all of India will finally know whether this is a case of murder or suicide?
Well, Rahul, I'm optimistic because for the first time an investigation started under the aegis of the Patna police. Prior to that, there was no investigation. You know what Mumbai police was doing? They were doing an inquest, and in that inquest, they were, examining some nepotism angle in Bollywood. I don't understand how an inquest can permit them to do a nepotism inquiry in Bollywood. So whatever they were doing was completely alien to the crime, alien to the controversy, and alien to finding out who the culprits were. Patna police started its job, but they were interrupted by that quarantining of that senior officer. So accordingly, at that stage, I advised the family that we should go to the CBI, and if we if we remain with the Patna police for long, then we may ultimately suffer, and more evidence will be lost. So today is a big day, because today ultimately the CBI investigation has been upheld. Not only upheld, I will say the Supreme Court, Honorable Judge of the Supreme Court, by a very well written judgment, has not only accepted every contention of ours, but has gone a step further, which actually nobody had argued. The Honorable Judge says that if the Mumbai police decides to register an FIR relating to the death of Sushant Singh Rajput, then even that FIR will go to the CBI. So now that was not the case before the Supreme Court at all. So they have used their inherent power under Article 142 to do complete justice in this matter. And they have said that if any further FIR is registered, so really speaking, it has really completely, sealed the loopholes where the Maharashtra, in fact, when the judgment was being delivered, the counsel for the Maharashtra government said that please permit us to challenge the decision of the Bihar government referring the matter to the CBI. So the judge said, very sorry, that no question of giving you that power, because we have used our 142 power, which is a inherent power under the Constitution, to refer the matter to the CBI. So we won't allow, because if this additional direction had not been done, Rahul, I was apprehending that they will again, start another litigation in one of the high courts and say that the Patna had no jurisdiction and etc. And if the FIR reference to the CBI is not correct, and then carried it to Supreme Court, and the cause of my client would have, been completely subverted.
So we heard from Rhea Khan's mother.
The investigation is on track.
Rhea Khan, who said that it's been 7 years and counting in
Absolutely,
the death of her daughter. One second, sir. Just hear my question and then you can respond. That even though that case was handed over to the CBI, just the act of handing over the case per se doesn't mean that there will be resolution, that there will be a conviction, that justice will be served. So it didn't happen. Justice wasn't served and still hasn't been served in the Rhea Khan case, which is continuing to flounder. What then gives you confidence that in the Sushant Singh Rajput case, the CBI will be able to do its job? Vikas.
Well, two things, Rahul. Firstly, who investigated the matter on behalf of the CBI at that point is really very crucial. And what was the dispensation at that point of time? According to me, within the CBI. According to me, in this case, the team that has been set up is a very, very professional team, because this kind of a case, to crack this kind of a case, is actually a difficult task, if you ask me, because there is a lot of homework to be done. There is a lot of, investigating skills have to be used. And I am quite confident. And there is one very additional thing which is also very, very crucial. Rhea Khan, unfortunately, was not that big a star. Of course, her life was equally important to Sushant Singh Rajput. I am not trying to comment on that at all. I mean, I am saying that any death is definitely as culpable as any other. But she was not that big a star. You just see what has happened in this case. 2 months, more than 2 months of the death of Sushant Singh Rajput, and still people all over the world are, following this daily, and so what they were trying to do, they were trying to take this also the Jia Khan way. They were wanting to somehow keep this Bollywood nepotism inquiry on for a month and a half or 2 months, and then they would close everything, and they thought that by that time people will forget Sushant Singh Rajput, public memory being shot, and then they will be able to give a quiet burial. But the family didn't leave it, and as you see, the fans are not leaving it. So that pressure will be on the CBI as well. I mean, I don't see how the CBI can close a matter of this kind. And here, Rahul, there is one more very interesting part. People from Mumbai, local people, people are on that area, they're all coming up to help with lots of leads. I'm getting so many leads. So the moment, I'll pass on all these leads to the CBI.